welcome to an episode of
So Called Friends.
On this episode, we're going to talk about forgiveness in all shapes and forms. Let's get it. I call my friends, hey, and they call their friends.
Yep.
And now you're on the line getting tea from So Called Friends. Don't that just make y'all feel good? I know it always makes me feel good when I sing.
I mean, they the real singers. I mean, I just be trying.
Not really.
I just be trying to do a little foo la la.
It is what it is. Okay, so look, let's get right into it. I know that you guys see that we have 2 people missing. Life is lifing right now, and guess what? When you got girlfriends, we step in and take care of the business. So this is what we're
standing in the gap.
Right. Everybody, you see them 5 bitches in the back, they still here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, listen, right now we want to talk about forgiveness and what that looks like for you. So I was talking to the girls, and for me, I don't know how to forgive people. I think I forgive them, but a lot of times I don't. I take it to God, but I do not leave it with him. I take it to him, and then I still walk away with that same, whatever. Like if nothing is happening around it, then I don't think about it. So then I feel like, okay, I've forgiven them. But then once the subject is brought up again or anything triggers that, then it's like it happened all over again. So I don't know about you girls, but I don't know how to take it and leave it with God. I still take it and wear it on my shoulders, and I always want to get my lick back on people. So
And see, I'm not necessarily a lick back type person. When I think about forgiveness, I think about forgiveness more so for myself. It's more for me. It's not for you, because when you wear that, it's heavy. It's heavy when you wear those emotions. And for me, it's a lot of other things going on that I could worry about or think about, and how somebody did me or what have you. I can't say that I'll forgive you right off the bat. God's still working on me. But I will say I just look at forgiveness as it's for me, it's not for you. And when I say I forgive you, and then I just go on. In my eyes, you dead to me a lot of times.
Absolutely.
Or I just be like, hey, go with God.
Yeah, and for me, I'm right there in the middle. See me? I'm in the middle. It worked out perfectly. I'm not on the left or the right. I'm in the middle of it all, because I feel exactly like you feel. Like it's hard for me to get over things and get through things, because I feel like for me, I have to talk about everything. I'm a talker. So if I feel like you and I got an understanding and you really understand why I was upset, then I feel like I feel better about it.
Right.
If I don't ever get that closure, if you just don't want to understand my side, whether you agree with it or not, I need you to understand. I need you to at least act like I understand why you felt that way.
Right.
It helps me. Right. And so that's how I feel about it. So I can go one way or the other. I can be either really I can't let it go because of the other person's actions, or I can let it go, but I definitely am not gonna forget, and I can't fool with you on that same level no more.
But see, what would you say? So you said the word closure, and I always say, for me, somebody else can't give me closure, because I feel like sometimes, like you just said, you want, even if the person acknowledges how you feel or they don't, you still got to say whatever it is you want to say. What if you don't even get a chance to say what you want to say?
So
that leaves you with nothing.
It does. And I cannot say that I'm able to work through that yet. I don't know. I maybe need some therapy for that, because I don't know how to work through not being able to tell you how I feel, or to show you how I feel, or to not talk, and that's where grudges come from, because I hold a grudge until I feel like I'm understood or I'm heard or something.
But I will say this, it really depends on the person and what took place.
Right.
Because some people I feel are not important enough in my life. For me, I might be annoyed with you. It might be something that happened, and I'll just be like, did I forgive them? Probably not, but then I don't care enough to revisit it with them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because like Tam said, they went with God, and even if I talk to them again, they wasn't important enough for me to address it. It's the people that are in my close pocket of people that I deal with on a regular basis, and that's the hurtful stuff. Your family, family and stuff. So let me say this, like I have brothers and all this other good stuff, like my mom's side, and for me, when you have your siblings that talks to your parent and you have a with your sibling, it's always this lingering thing that happens, because what happens is your parent, aka my mom, she wants to talk about them and vent and this and that, and I ain't really trying to hear it because I'm not in a space with them. You know what I'm saying? Now,
I 100% know what
let's be clear. I'm saying that forgiveness and my love is completely different things. True. I can still love you and want the best for you, but not want to fuck with you at all.
Right.
Okay, so let's be clear about that. Because some people ain't clear about that. But you know, it is what it is. So I have a hard time, like, I don't really want to hear about it because I'm off them right now. So my non-forgiving spirit with you on whatever it is that I haven't addressed or whatever I feel like you wronged me or we haven't been able to iron out, it won't allow me to connect with you in any kind of way other than, okay, if something tragically didn't happen to you or, you know what I'm saying, something like that.
It's too late.
Not even, but tragically, like, not necessarily like dead, but just something happened. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You sick or this or that or whatever. Okay, I'm immediately like in the fold, like, okay, that's my brother or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I still want to smack the shit out you because you pissed me off and I ain't been able to tell you about it.
Of course. Mm-hmm. And that's how I am. And I found myself recently, I had to see myself. Mm-hmm. And I realized that if I'm upset with you, I might pick an argument with you as it pertains to anything. If you say something or if you doing something, I might go pick an argument because I need to say what I need to say and get it off my chest. And it's been the only way to say it if I'm able to say something else and lead into that. Because I've had that recently happen with me and a family member also. Okay. So I totally understand what you're saying. So were you
able to get off what you need to get off?
No, I still did not. I got enough off, but I wasn't heard. It didn't come to a sensible closure at the end. It didn't come to no understanding me, no resolution. They didn't understand me, and I didn't understand them, and we still clashed head, and we went on about our business. So it didn't end the way that it should have ended, but it was probably because the way that I started the argument also. I mean, because I won't lie, I will confess that it was my fault that I started it, but I started it because of a conversation that I needed to have that I wasn't mature enough. See, I know how to see me. Come on. I wasn't mature enough to
that's go. Called growth.
Growth, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I can see me, but it don't mean I'm mature. Right, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you see yourself in a light that's not so pleasing to yourself, but that's just who you are. And I mean,
right, because we all have that. Sometimes I know I'm wrong and I just don't give a fuck.
Okay.
And that's how I feel.
And we're gonna leave.
And when it comes to people that I love, it's even worse. Yes. If I don't care, honestly,
it's better when you don't care.
When I don't care, you are dead to me. I mean, I really can walk past you and not really care at all.
And don't care to address it.
Don't care
because sometimes people have wronged me and I don't want to address it because I don't have the energy for you.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the people that I want to continue. Let me say something else that's hard for me. And we were just talking about this, like with Tam. Tam is easy to move on with people or things or subjects or situations or whatever. For me, the thing that burns me up the most is you acting like you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like that, playing stupid, like you ain't wrong me, you know, like you want to play in my face. I don't like that type of stuff. That's harder for me to deal with when people play in my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know that it's a that didn't happen between you and I, and instead of you being mature enough to ask you just gonna act like we're just gonna breeze over it like it ain't gonna happen.
Like my cutoff game is strong. So honestly, if we got a problem, I'm probably not gonna even fool with you at all. My cutoff game is like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have conversation for you. And I know, God is still working on me,
I mean, that's true, but guess what? Sometimes you're in situations where you don't have a choice but to deal with them. That's co-workers, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I mean, no, they're not important enough for you to have, but you have to see them people all the time. So that's a different, you know what I'm saying, level of, okay, I need to be able to forgive or be able to deal with this situation because I feel like you wronged me in some way. You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's been several instances where I feel like I've been wrong.
So what do we do? Like, how do we get past or get around? Or
I'm still struggling with that in several instances in my life, and then other instances I'm not struggling with it because what I will say is this: once I had a situation where I was at odds with a friend, and I'm no longer at odds with that friend. We're no longer friends, and I'm now able to see them and don't feel no kind of way with them. Like, it felt like somebody went in and cleaned the whole inside out, and now we don't have no insides, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a hysterectomy.
Yeah, like for real. So, it means like, okay, you're still you, and I'm still me, but we're just not us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. I don't feel no kind of way. I know that where we left all of our friendship, all of our, whatever we had, is where that is, because now I'm able to move past that. Now I don't really give a fuck about it no more. Once I get there, then it's easy for me to be like, okay, but it takes me a minute to get there.
Yeah, I wish I could be more like Tam, though. I would like to be. I think that I think that it was a defense mechanism for me. The way that I grew up, how I felt like I needed to guard myself, hold grudges. All of that came from how I feel like, I thought I needed to protect myself. And I have a hard time, even in my marriage, like when I'm mad, I'm mad. Don't mess with me. And baby, I can go a good week, okay? And I gotta start writing down what I need to tell him this when we start talking again. Because I ain't talking
right now. I ain't got nothing for you. Like the thing
and another thing.
Right.
So the thing with me is, the thing that I love about Tam, it irritates me. I tell her this all the time, like her nonchalantness, but then I also be like, dang, I wish I had just a little more of that, because the way she like glide through on certain things, I be like, see, that's what I needed to do. I just poured out my heart, and then you can hit me with 2 words. I see. I'm just saying, like, I wish I wouldn't even given you that, but I mean, I can't be anybody other than who I am. You know what I'm saying? And who I am is, I need to be able to talk through, what it is, if I feel like you're worth for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hard thing. Something else that's hard is knowing how to forgive yourself.
Well, I give myself grace, so I'm really good at that. I'm really good at forgiving myself. So my process for myself is seeing myself, like I said before, knowing who I am, what I did wrong. I can point out what I did wrong. I'm not oblivious to that. And once I'm able to do that, I'm able to say that was my fault. And when that happens, then I'm able to forgive myself for what I did, because I can now say, hey, that was my fault. And once I do that, I'm able to forgive me, and I'm good. I can move past some shit for myself.
I only recently feel like I've given myself grace in the past couple of years, and that relates as to being a parent.
Yeah, I was gonna say
with
that.
My oldest child. There were some things that I know that I should have done different, I could have done different, and he and I have had a talk about. I don't want to get emotional about it because I start crying, but I continuously tell him, not continuously, but I've said, to me, there's nothing that you can say to me as your mother that I probably haven't already felt myself. So in that space, I give myself grace, because I did the best that I could when I was, so.
Right.
I mean, that's true. And I will say, like, for myself, it's some things that I haven't been able to express to my own parents. So I know that I have to allow my child to express some things to me. You know what I'm saying? And hearing you're not the best at what you think you was the best at, or, that you ain't up here, somebody bring you down here. Not saying that she does that, but I'm just saying, when you hear negative things about yourself, you just, first of all, you get defensive. That's number one, because we do the best we can, you know what I'm saying? But you never realize how you affect someone's life, or what you've done or didn't do for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing that your mom did for you was tell you all the time how she always wanted a dark-skinned baby. I never did that, because I didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that my child suffers through, because I didn't see that for her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that, so I didn't know to address that. And I beat myself up about that a lot, meaning wishing I can go back in time to be able to do things for her and give her some things that I wasn't able to give her at the time, because I just wasn't knowledgeable enough to even know that. You know what I'm saying?
I think with first time kids, we all make those type of mistakes. I know for mine, my guinea pig baby, I feel like he came out busting, like he was such a the kids, we moved to a neighborhood, kids are outside, he want to go outside, flip, show out. He was a show out. That's a good word. He was a show out. He was confident and all of that. And that was all fine with me. But he started playing Little League basketball, and then he put one in the basket. He in the ref face, like, yeah, now he's a little, and for me, I was raised, you be humble.
Right.
Be humble.
Right.
Like, no, you don't gotta do all that. So I told him don't do all of that. And I feel like looking back, when he became a a teenager, I feel like he started struggling a little bit with confidence. And I started looking back, was that my fault? Did I take that from him? Did I tell him, don't be that person? You know what I'm saying? And so then now moving forward with my other two, that's something I'm very careful about. If you are who you are, God gave that to you because he knew you would need it. So I don't tamper with what I feel like they was born with. You know what I'm saying? But we got to forgive ourselves for that.
And you know what? Something that I didn't even realize, I didn't have a do-over. I ain't have no other kids. I only have that one. You know what I'm saying? And so everything that went wrong or right is just in that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to see a different extension of myself and what I could do differently because I'm in a different situation than I was when I had her. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that gets done and handled accordingly because of the situations in life or whatever the case may be. But bringing this to an end, close, we really just want to leave y'all with, we all struggle with forgiveness in different forms. Some of us don't. Some of us give themselves grace and some don't. I'm still struggling.
Sometimes I'll be just like this. And I mean that.
That's how I'm going to end it. I ain't got nothing else to say after that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that we do this podcast because we want to bring up real issues. We want to bring up real things that affect us as women, as mothers, as friends, and all of those things. And I think that this has been one of our most emotional ones. I think like digging into our emotions and what we feel about certain things as it pertains to forgiveness. And so I don't want to leave this podcast without saying that although I struggle with forgiving people, I struggle with holding grudges, I want to employ y'all to try and work on whatever that is, whatever the space is in your life that you struggle with forgiveness. Let's all work on that because we can't go to heaven if we don't work on what's bitter, what's holding us back. Because the person that you are upset with don't even know half the time, and now you left with all these chains, like Tiff said, and you bound.
Free yourself.
That's true. I'm gonna free myself sooner or later, y'all. Well, when I do, y'all just get on up out the way because I'm gonna run over. So that's it.
Against everybody.
That's it. That's all, y'all. That's all we got for y'all. So we'll see y'all next season.
Bye. We got our new season coming. It's been renewed, y'all.
I call my friends, and they call their friends.
Okay.
And now you on the line getting tea from so-called friends. I call my friends, and they call their friends. Now you're on the line getting tea from so-called friends.